Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Cheerfulness, Part 1, from the Mother. One afternoon, in a large town in a rainy country, I saw 7 or 8 vehicles full of children. That morning they had been taken into the country to play in the fields, but the bad weather had made them return home early in the rain. And yet they were singing, laughing, and waving merrily to the passers-by. They had kept their cheerfulness in this gloomy weather. If one of them had felt sad, the songs of the others would have cheered him. And for the people hurrying by, who heard the children's laughter, it seemed that the sky had brightened for a moment. Amir was a prince of Khorasan, and he lived in a grand style. When he set out to war, 300 camels would carry the pots and pans and plates for his kitchen. One day, he was taken prisoner by the Caliph Ismail. But misfortune does not exempt a man from hunger. So when Amir saw his chief cook nearby, he asked the good man to prepare him a meal. The cook had 1 piece of meat left, which he put in a pot on the fire. Then he went to find some vegetables to give a little taste to the stew. A passing dog sniffed at the meat and put his nose in the pot. Then, feeling the heat of the fire, he drew back sharply, but he was so clumsy that the pot stuck on his head, and he ran off in a panic, unable to get rid of it. Amir burst out laughing at the sight. "Why?" demanded the officer on guard. "Are you laughing when you have every reason to be sad?" But Amir showed him the dog streaking away from the camp and said, "I am laughing at the thought that this very morning it took 300 camels to transport my kitchen, and now 1 dog is enough to carry it all away." Amir took pleasure in being cheerful, though he took no trouble to bring cheerfulness to others. However, we should give him credit for his light-heartedness. If he was able to joke in the midst of such serious difficulties, is it not in our power to smile in the face of lesser worries? In Persia, there was a woman who used to sell honey. She had a very pleasant manner, and customers thronged around her stall. And the poet who tells her story declares that even if she had sold poison, people would still have bought it from her as if it were honey. A sour-tempered man saw what a great profit she made from her sweet wares, and decided to take up the same trade. So he set up a stall, but behind the rows of honey pots, His face was like vinegar. All those who came near were sullenly treated, and so everyone passed by, leaving him his wares. Not even a fly ventured on his honey, says the poet. By evening, he had still earned nothing. A woman noticed him and said to her husband, "A bitter face makes bitter honey." Did the woman who sold honey smile only to attract customers? Let us rather hope that her cheerfulness came from her good nature. We are not in this world only to buy or sell. We should be here as comrades, one to another. The good woman's customers felt that she was something more than a honey seller. She was a cheerful citizen of the world. For those who are courageous know how to laugh like this. There is nothing more cordial than a good and hearty cheerfulness. And the word cordial has the same origin as the word courage. In difficult moments, the cheerfulness that comes from a cordial spirit is truly a kind of courage.